Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Troublemaker, and this is the Wargame Cup 2012. We have a NATO versus pact match today, featuring two lesser-known players. The first would be the NATO player. His name is Kamikaze1218. Kamikaze1218. That's a good name. I probably would have picked that name, but it was already taken. And our second player is the pact player, Kel. Kel I've covered quite a bit, and he's one of these players who's actually fairly steadily improved throughout the tournament, and looks like he's going for some helicopter action immediately. Going for these transport helicopters, which are noted for being cheap. They're very cheap to put out, so you can actually put out a lot of them. Downside of transport helicopters is that their ammo pouches and their ammo pouches are relatively low, but on the positive side, their fuel tanks are relatively high. So they have a lot of great mobility to them, and you can get a lot of them. From Kamikaze1218, who from now on I'll just call Kami. 4 Zippos, a ton of infantry. Is this yes, this is 2 Martyr VTSIs, a lot of anti-aircraft vehicles, tons. I think more and more people are becoming more and more aware of the metagame focused in this tournament of this heavy air rushing, and people realize that it's kind of a big deal. And I mean, as far as this tournament goes, we're down to 64 players. That means next week it'll be 32 players. The week before that, 16 players. The week before that, 8 players. The week before that, 4 players. So that's about 5 weeks. That means you only have to win 5 more games, and you're guaranteed a brand new Intel computer. That's kind of interesting. That's not a lot of work for, one of these high-powered rigs, which cost me like, how much did I pay? I think I paid like $3,000 for my parts, and my audio card is on the fritz now, so I have to replace that. And I also need a new fan because I abuse the crap out of my machines. But if I could win a new Intel high-power machine, I'd just yank that thing apart and steal all its parts, and I'd resell them. No, I wouldn't resell them. I'd use them for myself. So it looks like we're going to see some helicopters from Kel being used in a very sneaky fashion. He has a single Vite squad here. No, he has the gunship variety on this side, and on this side he's been using his transport. So he's not going to use these transport helicopters as part of the cheese. He's actually just going to use them to transport infantry to these key bridge locations, which must be defended to avoid flanking issues, which is a very, very big problem in the map. The map is called Blitz because of this central location. The idea is that you're just going to rush through this entire area and just push through the fronts, and these are all fronts. There is no real flanking because of this giant map, and now we're going to get the test the position of this Vite as immediately we see some infantry rushing across the bridge from Kamikaze1218. Oh, it's actually 1218. Really? That's interesting. Did you notice I got my mouse back? Neato. And the Vite are going to start unloading. There are some Saracens here supporting, so this could be a little bit for the deal. He has to deploy though. Vite could get a free kill. Nope, the deployment is happening. Both units, however, are panicking, and this Fusiliers just as Vite, the Fusiliers should be able to take this. They don't have cover, but that shouldn't matter. It just means they take extra damage, and the Vite will in fact go down to these Fusilier squads. And during the lull of this, if you haven't signed up for the Eugen Systems Wargame European Escalation Facebook group, I would definitely consider signing up, because the all the information and news and screenshots for the new Wargame Ireland battle have been put up there, and there's gonna be like one every week, and it actually looks phenomenal. You would think this is made using the Cry engine, which of course is used for military simulators. So small flag off here by Kami as he gets a single helicopter gunned down by an infantry. And he's just using this to patrol around, looking for some things to pick up. And he found a recon helicopter. That's a big steal. coming in for the kill. And I wish this cold would go away. Very slow, of course. He's not using very high caliber weaponry here. There's no rockets here. And plus, recons have a habit of disappearing very easily. Not getting a single shot to connect, actually. Oh, there's one shot connected. I think I saw some artillery fire here. Was that the case? Yes, there are some smirch on the map. 2 smirches here for Kel. I'm not a big fan of double smirch. I'm a fan. I like one smirch, and I like one smirch for the stun effect. And I think there is some potential here for Kel. He could stun this hotel location and then move in with the helicopters. There is a lot of anti-aircraft units here, and so without a stun, these anti-aircraft units are gonna be worthless. And Kel's been very good about hiding these. He's been keeping these along the western wall here, and really hasn't been using them. There is only there's 2 command armors, but there's only 1 in play right now. This one's kind of moving about, trying to find a good position to be surrounded by lots of anti-aircraft units. Both players very well aware of the risk, and I think Kamikaze spotted. Yes, he did. The recon helicopter just coming in time, picks off every single helicopter, and he sees them all. Very, very good scouting here by Kamikaze. And another Fusilier squad. Looks like it will get picked out. Vita carry taking position on this Gulf location. And will the Smirch pound the key location, which of course is this hotel region? If he can pound that hotel region, he's in good shape. Keep in mind, these things do have fuel costs, and they're at about 50% fuel because of this long-range traveling path. And actually, most of them are fine. There's only a few of them are actually pretty low on fuel. But yeah, it's a really large map. When you're going crazy traveling path like this, it can become a bit much. These transport helicopters that drop the Vides to carry off are actually going to be used in the attack as well. So that's interesting to note. A recon helicopter getting pushed off by some furnished spiders. That's weird. Scouting is pretty important in the game, mostly because you have to be able to get something. There's actually an AMX OP in the woods here. Very open and very available. But something that Kel most definitely does not know about. And here we go. Kel's going to rush in with these helicopters. There's tons of Martyr Rolands, tons of Vulcans, tons of Stings. And this is something that Kami is very prepared for. He has more anti-air than anyone would ever suspect a person to have. And here we go. He's got rid of 1 Martyr Roland too. So far, that's going to put him a fairly high lead count. He just needs to get more of these Martyr Roland 2s and maybe a command vehicle, and he's good. But here comes another 2 Martyr Roland 2s on the map, and this is going to get very tragic very fast, as Kami is going to get some pretty good hits, and boom, there's a recon helicopter gone. There's the eyes in the sky gone. He might get another Martyr Roland 2, but it's very doubtful. It's got a lot of hit points left on it. There are some Havocs joining the fray, but this is really not enough helicopters. Or should I say, not enough helicopters going after the command armor, or too much anti-air. There's a lot of anti-air here, and he's going straight for the command armor now. He realizes that this attack is lost. He's going straight for the command armor. He's hovering right over it. Can he even see it, though? It appears not, and both helicopters are getting pushed away. This is really odd, how, without a recon helicopter, how little vision you get with these gunships. The Stinger's actually completely out of Stinger missiles, and can only use normal guns. That's how cost-effective Kamikaze's been here. Now, Kel did come out positive here. He's running away, which is good, because he's Kel's in the lead now, and it gives him an opportunity to stay in the lead. The Ophi is sliding out. It might slide out into vision. Kind of scary. Havoc's gonna run to Gazelles. Always a fun little trade. I think this Gazelle goes down. So Kel's still in the lead. This helicopter all-inning is not like a worser player. When they all in, they would just went and said, like, screw it, I'll lose my helicopters. But Kel popped out when he realized that this wasn't going to work, and now he's going to go for something different, probably. Where did his other command armor go? He did have 2 command armors, I believe. Did he not? Is it possible he doesn't have 2 command armors? Suddenly, Kamikaze's in a very good position. He's taking the lead by picking off these 4-born helicopters with some Roland shots. And he actually has 2 bases, and Kel has 1. This is a big, big problem for Kel. And it also means that Kami is in a good position to continue to fortify his location with anti-aircraft units, with anti-infantry vehicles, with anti-tank vehicles. And he's also pushing forward a little bit, taking some of these positions. And whoa, we're going to see VPZUs versus anti-tank gun Milans. Milans should lose this relatively easy. And they actually pulled back. Recon helicopter coming overhead. And that should be it, yes. There are some more infantry in the woods here. Just more stuff for Kel to run into. Randomly, keep in mind they're running out of fuel, so they'll have to unload eventually. And it looks like Kami is just trying to move himself into a position to get a good strike on his opponent. Kel just took a 3-point lead by killing off an infantry. And, oh, completely out of fuel. That's awkward. Oh, huge win in there for Kamikaze. Killing off a recon squad with infantry is always a great win. All the while, we see a crazy flank coming around the back from Kami. Lots of infantry. There's some anti-tank gun Milans in here as well. I'm probably one of the rare players who actually likes the anti-tank gun Milan. I think they're really good. They're very accurate, and they do very well. Most people don't like them because they can't hit up, which means that they're not going to be very good against aircraft. And on top of that, they're pretty freaking expensive. Expensive matters. Now, will he deploy the Milans here? Good question. A flame PZ, you got to deploy that fast now. A flame PZ coming in the woods here, making it so that they cannot rush this location. And we see in the middle a small little skirmish happen between infantry. Looks like Kel will get pushed away. And another instance where Kel gets pushed away. Kami is playing very, very well. And he's got a very good lead. He also has a very good position in the woods here, because he's going to be able to move up and snipe some recons. He doesn't have any anti-air here, the only weakness of this position. And so these helicopters are just picking off things left and right. He's just playing this is a little bit of dance you play with your helicopters. Basically, your recon can't go too forward to die, so it does just enough to spot, and then your other helicopter starts firing. All the while, we have some flame PZ action here. Gonna try and pick off what it can. And this little attempt by Kami, completely nullified. They just need some of those anti-infantry or anti-air infantries to help supplement this. So there's 7 Fernspires left in the woods here, and it looks like they will probably stay here for a little bit. They're not really threatening. There's no real immediate need to do this. All the while, we see another group of infantry is going to move up. Just moving up, taking good positions. Putting infantry in these wood locations is always pretty smart. They're always worth, like, what I call random kills, because your opponent's going to do something stupid like just fly over them. And it's happened twice in this game already. It's happened 10 billion times in this tournament already, so it's very smart. The French Bears, however, were eliminated. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kel has to have this realization right now that he is mostly screwed. He only has 1 command armor. If that dies, the match is over. He can get leads and stuff, but he's in this awkward position where he's forced to turtle around his base. He can't get another command armor, or else he will be so far behind in units that his opponent can just swarm him. And actually, here's a weird thing. We have a last-minute command armor coming up from Kamal. Looks like he's going to go for middle, so he's going to make some good use out of it. He should probably move this India location over to Echo as well while he's at it. And this will, if he can hold Charlie this long, it'll just pay out, but it'll barely pay out. It's just very late in the game. I think the payout for this will come at around the 2-minute marker, and that's just not very good. The Colo is actually getting pushed forward. He's using these for scouting, looks like. And he's just going to use them to pick off some targets. But unfortunately, there's something really weird happening here. And of course, another funny thing is that you can give your supply trucks to the enemy and then kill the supply trucks. It's just a really weird thing, because these are actually, as far as supply trucks go, these are pretty, 25 points. That's not small for a supply truck. That's pretty powerful lead grab. And so he's just feeding supply trucks to his enemy, and then he's going to kill them. And it works both ways. They can use to spot your enemy. If your enemy doesn't pick it up, it sees the enemy. And it can be used to kill. So, small little quirky advantage that Kel's taking there. And looks like Kel's actually going to take this because his opponent made the fundamental mistake, and pause right here, of taking this central location instead of getting a bunch of units. And he very much realizes this mistake. He has 4 gazelles rallied on top of the command armor. He doesn't really have much in position right now. And Kel manages to stay in the game. Here comes a giant flank, and done. That's it. Huge mismanagement on the part of Kamikaze1218. Huge mismanagement. Pretty much cost him the game. You can't think of a single battle that he lost distinctively, but the lack of action really hurt him in the end. Kel, the underdog, moves on to round 6, and you know, like, maybe you just don't make friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad. Mom!
I didn't mean to take sides. I just got caught up in the rhythm.